The curse of the Mbeke kingdom. In the late 19th century, deep in the forests of southeastern Nigeria, there was a small, once prosperous kingdom called Mbeke. The kingdom was known for its skilled craftsmen, its fertile lands, and its wisdom passed down through generations. However, the kingdom's peace was shattered by a series of mysterious events that many believed were brought on by a curse. It began with the untimely death of Princess Amara, the firstborn daughter of King Ogbu, who had ruled Mbeke for over 3 decades. Princess Amara, known for her beauty and intelligence, was betrothed to Prince Obinna, the son of a powerful neighboring kingdom. Their marriage was meant to solidify a peaceful alliance between the two regions, ensuring the continued prosperity of their people. But Prince Obinna, a man of ambition and pride, rejected the marriage that had been arranged for him. His heart was already bound to another, Zara, a beautiful and kind-hearted woman from a humble village outside the kingdom. Zara was known for her grace, her intelligence, and her deep devotion to her people. Despite the clear warning of the gods, Obinna chose Zara as his bride, defying the marriage agreement set forth by his father and the elders. When word of this reached Princess Amara, she was devastated. Not only had her betrothed betrayed her, but her status was now in jeopardy. In an act of unimaginable rage, Princess Amara sought out the kingdom's seer, a mysterious woman who was said to have the ability to communicate with the gods. The seer, a woman known only as Nneka, warned Amara that her desire for vengeance could have devastating consequences. But Amara was consumed by bitterness and anger. In a desperate act, she invoked a powerful curse. Her wrath was so strong that it bound her spirit to the land itself, cursing Obinna and Zara to eternal suffering. The moment Amara passed away, her spirit became a part of the very forest that surrounded the kingdom, her cries echoing through the trees. Legend has it that anyone who dared to enter the forest at night could hear her voice, calling out for Obinna, her lost love, and the betrayal that had shattered her world. Her presence was said to manifest in the form of a shadowy figure, with eyes glowing red with anger and sorrow. The kingdom, once prosperous and thriving, fell into decline as crops failed, animals perished, and the people fell ill. Many believed it was Princess Amara's curse that caused the kingdom's downfall. Years passed, and Mbeke's land lay abandoned, its people scattered to nearby villages. Prince Obinna, consumed by guilt and grief, disappeared into the very forest where the curse had taken hold. He became a figure of myth, a once proud prince now lost to the wilderness. Zara, heartbroken and alone, vanished as well, her fate unknown. It wasn't until a century later, in the early 1900s, that a local historian named Chike discovered an ancient scroll detailing the events that led to the curse of Mbeke. The scroll was passed down through generations of village elders, but its truth had been buried by fear and superstition. Chike's research led him deep into the abandoned kingdom, where the ruins of the once great palace lay overgrown with vines. One night, while camping in the forest, Chike encountered a shadowy figure. It was a man, his features gaunt and weathered, his eyes haunted by a centuries-old sorrow. The man spoke to Chike, his voice a raspy whisper. "I'm Obinna," he said, his voice heavy with regret. "I chose wrongly, and now my soul is bound to this cursed land. I have waited for someone to break the curse, but I fear it may never happen." Chike, intrigued and fearful, asked the prince how the curse could be broken. Obinna's eyes darkened. "Only by the act of true love, untainted by the past, can the curse be undone. But such love must be pure, and it must come from someone who understands both the darkness of betrayal and the light of forgiveness." Chike returned to the village and began telling his story. As he recounted his encounter with Obinna, the villagers listened in silence. It was clear that while many believed the curse was real, they also longed for the peace that could break it. They believed that if someone with a pure heart, free of vengeance, could venture into the forest and offer true forgiveness, the curse would be lifted. Years later, a young woman named Amara, named after the princess, but unrelated to her, heard the story and, moved by compassion, ventured into the forest. She felt an inexplicable pull toward the ancient land, drawn by the weight of history and the unresolved tragedy of the Mbeke kingdom. When Amara entered the forest, she found Obina, still haunted and remorseful, standing at the edge of a forgotten stream. He was no longer the proud prince, but a broken man, bound to the shadows of his past. Amara, without fear, approached him. "I forgive you," she said, her voice soft but filled with strength. "I forgive you for the wrongs that were done, and I choose to break the cycle of hatred and sorrow." The moment her words left her lips, the forest seemed to sigh in relief. The cursed land, which had been dark and oppressive for centuries, slowly began to heal. The trees shimmered with life once more, and the air grew lighter. Obina, his form fading into the mist, whispered his gratitude. "You have freed us, Amara. The curse is lifted, but I will remain a shadow of the past, forever grateful for your kindness." And so, the curse of Mbeke was finally broken, not by power or might, but by a single act of forgiveness. The legend of the prince, the princess, and the cursed land was passed down for generations, a reminder of the power of love, redemption, and the importance of healing old wounds.